For older adults managing blood sugar, weight, or energy levels, the kind of carbohydrates you eat can make all the difference. And while grains are often seen as a healthy part of the diet, not all grains are created equal, especially when it comes to their glycemic impact, or how quickly they raise your blood sugar after eating. Many traditional grains and refined grain products, like white rice, white bread, and instant oats, have a high glycemic index, meaning they cause a rapid spike in blood glucose. This can lead to energy crashes, increased hunger, inflammation, and over time, greater risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. For seniors already dealing with insulin resistance or prediabetes, these spikes can quietly add up to long-term health challenges. The good news is that whole grains with a low glycemic index are widely available and often just a simple swap away from the foods you already eat. These grains are digested more slowly, causing a gentler rise in blood sugar, keeping you fuller longer, and supporting better cholesterol, brain function, and digestive health. And they're not just for those with diabetes. Any older adult can benefit from keeping blood sugar more stable throughout the day. In today's video, we'll explore 7 smart whole grain swaps that are easy to make and powerfully effective at reducing glycemic load. Each one will replace a common high GI food with a more blood sugar-friendly alternative, giving your body the fiber, nutrients, and sustained energy it needs without the unwanted spikes and crashes. Whether you're managing diabetes, watching your weight, or simply trying to age with more vitality, these grain swaps offer an easy, delicious, and affordable way to improve your meals, one plate at a time. No gimmicks, no complicated recipes, just smart changes that fit into your real life. Let's take a closer look at the grains that work with your body, not against it, and show you how simple it can be to support your health with every bite. Whole grain swap number 1. Swap white rice for quinoa. For many older adults, white rice is a staple. It's simple, familiar, and pairs well with just about everything. But while it may be comforting, white rice has a high glycemic index, which means it causes blood sugar to spike quickly after eating. For seniors, especially those managing diabetes, prediabetes, or weight issues, this can quietly work against your health goals. The good news is that there's an easy and nutritious substitute that brings even more flavor and benefit to the table. Quinoa. Quinoa may look like a grain, but it's technically a seed and a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. That's rare in plant-based foods and particularly valuable for seniors who may not get enough protein from meat or dairy. But more importantly, quinoa has a much lower glycemic impact compared to white rice. Its rich fiber and protein content slows down digestion, helping to release glucose into the bloodstream more gradually. This not only reduces blood sugar spikes, but also helps maintain energy levels and curbs cravings throughout the day. Let's consider the example of Marvin Tilley, a 77-year-old retired postal worker from Tacoma, Washington. Marvin had eaten white rice with dinner almost every night for decades, usually paired with stir-fried vegetables or baked chicken. But after being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, his doctor suggested reducing high glycemic carbs. At first, Marvin was skeptical. Rice was tradition, but he decided to give quinoa a try. To his surprise, he found that quinoa's nutty flavor and slightly crunchy texture made his meals more interesting. Even better, his blood sugar readings after dinner dropped noticeably. Within 2 months of consistently swapping rice for quinoa, Marvin's A1C levels improved, and he reported fewer energy crashes in the evening. Cooking quinoa is as easy as preparing rice. Rinse it well to remove natural bitterness. Then simmer 1 part quinoa to 2 parts water or broth for about 15 minutes until the grains are fluffy and translucent. You can use it as a base for stir-fries, grain bowls, stuffed peppers, or even in place of oatmeal for a savory breakfast. And because quinoa is naturally gluten-free, it's gentle on digestion, perfect for seniors with sensitive stomachs. Another bonus? Quinoa is rich in magnesium, iron, B vitamins, and antioxidants, nutrients that support heart health, brain function, and muscle recovery. These are especially important as we age and need extra nutritional support for mobility, memory, and immune strength. So the next time you reach for white rice, consider reaching for quinoa instead. It's more than just a trendy superfood. It's a senior-friendly grain that gives your body the steady energy, fiber, and nourishment it truly needs. Making this one swap can transform your plate from a blood sugar roller coaster into a heart-smart, diabetes-friendly foundation. And the best part, you won't be sacrificing comfort, you'll just be upgrading it. Whole grain swap number 2. Swap instant oatmeal for steel-cut oats. Oatmeal is a classic breakfast choice for many seniors, offering warmth, comfort, and a reputation for being heart-healthy. But not all oatmeal is created equal, especially when it comes to glycemic impact. Instant oatmeal packets, despite their convenience, are often highly processed and sometimes sweetened with added sugars. This means they can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, leaving you feeling hungrier soon after eating and potentially contributing to insulin resistance over time. If you're reaching for oatmeal each morning with the goal of supporting your heart and managing blood sugar, there's a better option: steel-cut oats. Unlike instant or quick oats, steel-cut oats are minimally processed. They're made by chopping whole oat groats into thick pieces rather than rolling or grinding them. This simple difference in structure slows down digestion, giving steel-cut oats a much lower glycemic index. For older adults trying to avoid blood sugar spikes, maintain energy throughout the morning, and feel fuller longer, this makes a significant difference. Let's look at the story of Ethel Morrison, an 81-year-old retired librarian from Burlington, Vermont. Ethel had always started her day with oatmeal, but she noticed she often felt sleepy and snacky just a couple of hours later. Her nutritionist recommended switching to steel-cut oats to help improve her morning blood sugar curve. At first, Ethel hesitated. Steel-cut oats took longer to cook, and she wasn't used to the texture. But after giving them a chance, she discovered that with a little cinnamon, chopped walnuts, and fresh berries, they were just as satisfying, if not more so. More importantly, her mid-morning fatigue disappeared, and her glucose readings became more stable. Now she batches them in advance for the week and warms them up in the microwave each morning. Steel-cut oats typically take about 20 to 30 minutes to cook on the stove, but you can prepare a larger batch in advance or use a slow cooker or instant pot to simplify the process. The result is a chewy, hearty breakfast that pairs beautifully with fiber-rich toppings like flaxseed, chia seeds, or unsweetened almond milk. From a nutritional perspective, steel-cut oats are a powerhouse. They're rich in soluble fiber, particularly beta-glucan, which helps lower LDL cholesterol, improve digestion, and regulate blood sugar. They also provide complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly, perfect for seniors who want to avoid the ups and downs of fast-burning breakfast options. It's also worth noting that steel-cut oats are naturally sodium-free and can easily be made savory or sweet, depending on your preference. Some seniors enjoy adding sautéed spinach, a poached egg, and a pinch of turmeric for a blood sugar-friendly breakfast bowl that feels more like a full meal than just a cereal. Switching from instant oatmeal to steel-cut oats might seem like a small change, but it has a big impact on how your body handles carbohydrates in the morning. You're giving yourself the gift of steadier energy, better digestion, and stronger blood sugar control, all from a bowl of oats that works with your body, not against it. So the next time you reach for those quick cooking packets, consider slowing it down just a little. Steel-cut oats are worth the wait, and your heart and blood sugar will thank you. Whole grain swap number 3. Swap white bread for sprouted grain bread. For many older adults, White bread has long been a go-to option, whether it's used for sandwiches, toast, or a side with soup. Its soft texture and neutral flavor make it easy to chew and familiar to the palate. But nutritionally, white bread offers very little in return. Made from refined flour that has been stripped of fiber, protein, and key nutrients, it digests rapidly and causes a sharp spike in blood sugar. Over time, these spikes can contribute to insulin resistance, weight gain, and an increased risk of heart disease, all issues that become more pressing with age. Fortunately, there's a better option that still satisfies the craving for bread without the metabolic consequences: sprouted grain bread. Unlike standard white or even many whole wheat breads, sprouted grain bread is made from whole grains that have begun to germinate or sprout. This natural process breaks down some of the starches in the grain, increasing nutrient availability and lowering its glycemic impact. The result is a bread that is higher in fiber, protein, vitamins, and antioxidants, and one that releases glucose more slowly into the bloodstream, making it far more suitable for seniors managing diabetes or simply aiming to keep their blood sugar steady throughout the day. Take the story of Jeanette Brooks, a 75-year-old former school counselor from Santa Rosa, California. Jeanette had always loved a good slice of toast in the morning, usually slathered with peanut butter or a poached egg on top. But after being diagnosed with borderline diabetes, her doctor recommended she reduce high glycemic carbohydrates, starting with her morning toast. She was hesitant to give up bread entirely, but after discovering sprouted grain bread at her local market, she gave it a try. The difference was immediate. She found the denser texture more satisfying, and she felt full longer. More importantly, her blood sugar readings 2 hours after breakfast improved significantly, and she didn't feel that mid-morning crash she had grown accustomed to. Sprouted grain breads are often made from combinations of sprouted wheat, barley, lentils, spelt, and millet. Because the grains are left whole, the bread retains its natural fiber, which slows digestion and reduces glycemic load. They're also typically free from added sugars or preservatives, unlike many commercial breads, even those labeled whole wheat, which can contain hidden sweeteners and refined flour blends that still raise blood sugar quickly. When selecting sprouted grain bread, look for brands that list sprouted whole grains as the first ingredient, and avoid products with enriched flour or unbleached wheat flour, as these are refined. Brands like Ezekiel 49 are widely available and often kept in the refrigerated or freezer section due to their minimal processing and lack of preservatives. Sprouted grain bread is not just good for your blood sugar, it's also easier to digest. The sprouting process reduces anti-nutrients like phytic acid, which can block the absorption of minerals such as iron and magnesium, nutrients critical for seniors' heart, bone, and nerve health. Switching from white bread to sprouted grain bread may seem like a subtle shift, but it's one that creates a foundation for more balanced energy, improved digestion, and stronger metabolic control. It's a smart upgrade that doesn't require sacrificing the comfort and convenience of bread, just a better version of it. So the next time you reach for a loaf, think about what that bread is doing for your body. With sprouted grain options, you're not just eating, you're nourishing your future. Whole grain swap number 4. Swap regular pasta for whole grain or legume-based pasta. For many older adults, pasta has been a lifelong comfort food, easy to prepare, affordable, and endlessly versatile. Whether it's a bowl of spaghetti with marinara or a creamy macaroni dish, pasta is a beloved staple. But traditional pasta made from refined white flour is high on the glycemic index, meaning it digests quickly and causes blood sugar to rise sharply. This isn't ideal for seniors working to manage diabetes, weight, or cardiovascular health. Fortunately, there are better pasta options that retain the comfort of your favorite dishes while offering a much lower glycemic impact. Whole grain and legume-based pastas. Whole grain pasta is made from whole wheat flour that hasn't been stripped of its fiber, nutrients, or outer bran. This means it digests more slowly, keeping your blood sugar more stable and helping you feel full longer. The extra fiber is especially important for seniors who often need support with digestion and cholesterol regulation. Legume-based pastas, such as those made from chickpeas, lentils, black beans, or edamame, take it a step further. These are naturally high in protein and fiber, both of which blunt the blood sugar response even more than traditional whole wheat. Take the story of Vernon Hicks, a 79-year-old jazz guitarist from New Orleans, Louisiana. Vernon had been enjoying pasta dinners since his 20s, but was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 5 years ago. He tried cutting pasta out completely but found himself missing it and feeling unsatisfied after meals. His daughter introduced him to lentil-based penne, and Vernon was surprised by how well it held up to his favorite homemade tomato sauce. After making the switch, he noticed fewer blood sugar spikes after dinner, felt fuller with smaller portions, and had more stable energy in the evening. Now he keeps both whole wheat spaghetti and chickpea rotini stocked in his pantry for variety. What's great about these pasta swaps is that they require no drastic change in cooking habits. Whole wheat pasta cooks just like traditional pasta, though it has a slightly nuttier taste and firmer texture, which many people find more satisfying. Legume-based pastas cook a bit quicker and tend to have a heartier feel. Pairing them with fiber-rich vegetables and healthy fats like olive oil or avocado-based sauces can turn a carb-heavy meal into a blood sugar-friendly, nutrient-dense dinner. From a nutrition standpoint, these alternatives offer more than just lower glycemic impact. They provide B vitamins, iron, magnesium, and plant-based protein, key nutrients that support muscle maintenance, nerve health, and cardiovascular function in aging adults. They also help reduce the post-meal crash that's so common after eating traditional pasta, especially when paired with high-sugar sauces or bread. When choosing a pasta, look closely at the ingredient list. For whole wheat pasta, make sure it says 100% whole grain or whole durum wheat as the first ingredient. For legume-based pastas, look for products with just 1 or 2 ingredients, such as organic lentil flour or chickpeas and water, to avoid added starches or fillers. So if you've been trying to cut back on pasta or feeling guilty after enjoying a bowl, there's no need to say goodbye. Simply swap it for a better version, one that supports your blood sugar, nourishes your body, and still lets you enjoy your favorite meals. With the right kind of pasta on your plate, you can eat with joy and confidence, knowing every bite is working for you, not against you. Whole grain swap number 5. Swap cornflakes for bran flakes or unsweetened muesli. Breakfast cereals are a popular choice among older adults for their simplicity and convenience. Many seniors reach for familiar options like cornflakes, believing them to be a light and healthy way to start the day. But what often goes unnoticed is that cornflakes have a high glycemic index, meaning they are rapidly digested and can cause a sharp spike in blood sugar shortly after eating. For individuals managing prediabetes, diabetes, or simply looking to avoid mid-morning energy crashes, this type of breakfast does more harm than good. Fortunately, you don't have to give up the cereal habit. You just need to make a smarter swap, such as choosing bran flakes or unsweetened muesli. Unlike cornflakes, which are made from refined corn and often fortified with synthetic vitamins but low in natural fiber, bran flakes are made from whole wheat and wheat bran, which are naturally rich in dietary fiber. This fiber slows digestion, helps regulate blood sugar levels, and keeps you feeling fuller longer. In fact, fiber is one of the most powerful tools for older adults when it comes to controlling blood glucose and supporting heart health. Not only does it reduce post-meal spikes, but it also helps lower LDL cholesterol and improves digestion, a common concern in older age. Unsweetened muesli is another excellent option. Made from a blend of raw oats, nuts, seeds, and dried fruits, it provides a well-rounded mix of complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, and plant-based protein. When served with unsweetened almond milk or low-fat yogurt, it delivers a nutrient-dense, blood sugar-friendly breakfast that feels both satisfying and nourishing. Consider the story of Dolores Ramos, a 78-year-old retired nurse from Albuquerque, New Mexico. For decades, Dolores started her mornings with a bowl of cornflakes and a splash of skim milk. But as she entered her 70s and began monitoring her blood sugar more closely, she noticed that her glucose readings were consistently elevated after breakfast, even though she thought she was making a healthy choice. After consulting a dietitian, she switched to bran flakes with a few slices of banana and a sprinkle of chia seeds. Within weeks, her post-breakfast blood sugar dropped significantly, and she found that she didn't feel hungry again until lunchtime. It was a simple change, but one that made a noticeable difference. To make the most of your cereal swap, be sure to read ingredient labels carefully. Look for options that list whole grains or bran as the first ingredient, and avoid those with added sugars, corn syrup, or artificial flavors. Many commercial brand cereals may still contain sweeteners, so seek out versions labeled unsweetened or no added sugar. Similarly, if you choose muesli, opt for blends that are free from honey clusters or candied fruit, which can push the glycemic load higher than intended. Adding a spoonful of ground flaxseed or a handful of walnuts to your cereal bowl can boost omega-3 intake and slow digestion even further. And if milk tends to spike your glucose, consider plant-based alternatives like unsweetened almond, flax, or oat milk, which tend to have a gentler effect on blood sugar. The switch from cornflakes to bran flakes or muesli may seem minor, but for older adults looking to maintain energy, manage weight, and protect heart health, it's a meaningful shift. It's not about giving up comfort. It's about making it smarter, more balanced, and aligned with your body's needs. Whole grain swap number 6. Swap refined crackers for seed-based or 100% whole grain crackers. Crackers are one of the most common snack choices for older adults. They're easy to chew, easy to store, and pair well with spreads like hummus, cheese, or peanut butter. But not all crackers are created equal, especially when it comes to blood sugar control. Most conventional crackers, particularly those made with refined white flour or enriched wheat flour, are low in fiber and high in fast-digesting carbs, causing a sharp rise in glucose levels shortly after eating. For seniors managing diabetes, prediabetes, or trying to maintain steady energy throughout the day, this can quietly work against your efforts. The good news is, there are simple, delicious swaps that make snacking far more blood sugar friendly, starting with seed-based or 100% whole grain crackers. Seed-based crackers are typically made from a blend of ingredients like flax seeds, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds. These crackers are naturally high in fiber, healthy fats, and plant-based protein, making them a low glycemic snack that helps slow digestion and reduce blood sugar spikes. They also provide key nutrients like magnesium and omega-3 fatty acids, both of which support heart health and brain function, two top priorities as we age. Because they're dense and satisfying, it's also easier to feel full on fewer crackers, which helps with portion control. Whole grain crackers, especially those made from 100% whole wheat or rye, are another excellent choice. They retain the bran and germ of the grain, giving your body the full spectrum of nutrients that refined flour lacks. These crackers digest more slowly and release glucose gradually, helping you avoid the quick highs and crashes of traditional snack foods. Take the example of Walter Decker, an 82-year-old retired truck driver from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Walter had always kept a box of butter crackers by his recliner, munching on them mid-afternoon or before bed. After being told his blood sugar was creeping into pre-diabetic range, his doctor encouraged him to reconsider his go-to snacks. Walter discovered flaxseed crackers at a nearby co-op and started pairing them with a slice of avocado or some low-fat cheese. Within a month, not only were his glucose readings lower, but he also found he didn't feel bloated or sluggish after snacking. The swap was simple, but the results were noticeable. When choosing a better cracker, be sure to read the ingredient label carefully. Look for brands that list whole grain flour or seeds as the first ingredient, and avoid any that mention enriched flour, vegetable shortening, or added sugars. The fewer the ingredients, the better. Some excellent seed-based crackers are even grain-free, relying entirely on flax or chia to create a naturally crisp, nutrient-dense texture. Pairing your crackers with healthy fats or protein, like hummus, nut butter, or sliced turkey, can further stabilize your blood sugar and keep you fuller for longer. And because these options are typically more nutrient-dense, you may find that you need fewer crackers overall to feel satisfied, making them both a smarter and more economical choice. Swapping out refined crackers for whole grain or seed-based varieties may seem like a small change, but for seniors looking to maintain metabolic balance, protect cardiovascular health, and enjoy guilt-free snacking, it's a powerful move. It's not about restriction. It's about making every bite count in both flavor and benefit. Whole grain swap number 7. Swap couscous for bulgur wheat. For many older adults, couscous has become a go-to grain for quick lunches and easy side dishes. It's light, easy to cook, and absorbs flavors beautifully. But here's what many people don't realize. Couscous isn't a whole grain. It's actually a type of tiny pasta made from refined semolina flour, which means it digests quickly and has a high glycemic index. For seniors who are managing blood sugar, energy levels, or weight, couscous may be doing more harm than good. The good news? There's a wholesome, flavorful alternative that cooks just as quickly and works better with your body. Bulgur wheat. Bulgur is a true whole grain, made from cracked wheat kernels that are partially cooked and then dried. Because it's only minimally processed, it retains its natural fiber, protein, and nutrients, making it a far better choice for blood sugar control. Its lower glycemic impact means it helps prevent the rapid spikes and crashes that refined grains like couscous can trigger. Bulgur is also rich in manganese, magnesium, and iron, nutrients that support bone strength, nerve function, and red blood cell production, key areas of concern as we age. Take the story of Shirley Langford, a 76-year-old former choir director from Raleigh, North Carolina. Shirley had relied on couscous for years as a quick grain to serve with roasted vegetables or grilled chicken. But after being diagnosed with prediabetes and mild hypertension, her doctor encouraged her to review her grain choices. When Shirley switched to bulgur, she was surprised by how easy it was to prepare. Just a quick soak in hot water or a light simmer, and how hearty and nutty the flavor was. More importantly, she noticed that she felt more satisfied after meals, didn't get sleepy in the afternoon, and her fasting blood sugar improved within 6 weeks. Bulgur is incredibly versatile. It can be used in warm dishes like grain bowls, added to soups, or served cold in salads like traditional tabbouleh. Its chewy texture holds up well in a variety of meals, and it pairs beautifully with vegetables, beans, lean proteins, and healthy fats like olive oil or avocado. And because bulgur cooks in just 10 to 12 minutes, sometimes even faster depending on the grind, it's just as convenient as couscous but far more nourishing. Nutritionally, bulgur contains more fiber and protein per serving than couscous, which not only helps stabilize blood glucose but also supports digestion and long-term satiety. That makes it an ideal side dish for seniors trying to control appetite, manage weight, and reduce cravings between meals. When shopping, you may notice that bulgur comes in different grinds: fine, medium, and coarse. Fine bulgur is best for tabbouleh and cold salads, while medium and coarse varieties are better suited for pilafs and warm entrees. Regardless of which you choose, Bulgur's nutritional edge over couscous is consistent across the board. Swapping couscous for bulgur might seem like a subtle switch, but for seniors working to keep their blood sugar in check, improve heart health, and nourish their body with every bite, it's a meaningful upgrade. You're not just replacing one grain with another. You're making a choice that aligns with how your body works best in later life. So the next time you're cooking a side dish or prepping a quick grain for dinner, skip the couscous and let bulgur take the spotlight. Your taste buds will be satisfied, and your blood sugar will thank you. Managing blood sugar doesn't have to mean cutting out all carbohydrates or giving up the meals you love. In fact, the real key to long-term health and stable energy lies not in avoiding grains altogether, but in choosing the right kinds of grains, those that support your body rather than working against it. For seniors, making small, intentional swaps from high glycemic grains to whole grain alternatives with lower glycemic impact can transform the way you feel throughout the day. As we've explored in this video, replacing white rice with quinoa, instant oats with steel-cut oats, white bread with sprouted grain bread, regular pasta with whole grain or legume-based options, cornflakes with bran flakes or muesli, refined crackers with seed-based versions, and couscous with bulgur are all realistic, practical changes that deliver measurable health benefits. These swaps help keep your blood sugar steady, reduce inflammation, support heart health, and keep you feeling satisfied longer, without relying on drastic diets or complicated meal plans. And perhaps just as important, these swaps still let you enjoy warm, familiar, comforting foods. You're not sacrificing enjoyment, you're simply upgrading your ingredients to work better with your body's needs as you age. Whether you're living with diabetes, watching your weight, or simply trying to stay sharp and energized, these grains provide the kind of slow, steady fuel your system can count on. If you've already tried one or more of these swaps, we'd love to hear which ones worked best for you. And if you're just getting started, don't feel pressure to change everything overnight. Even one thoughtful substitution, like choosing steel-cut oats instead of instant packets, can start to make a real difference in your blood sugar and energy levels. Remember, every smart choice adds up. These grains may seem simple, but when you choose the right ones consistently, they become powerful tools in your journey toward healthier aging. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Active Healthcare, your companion for science-based, senior-focused nutrition tips designed to help you live better every day. Because feeling well after every meal isn't just possible, it's something you can start building with your very next bite.